Good morning, ma'am. We all know that all living organisms require water, food, and air. For what purpose? To survive. Yes. And these things, these elements to be transported to each and every part of the body so that they can use it properly. Because you know that we walk, we ride, yes, we run. Whatever physical activities we do daily, for that physical activities we need energy. Yes, and which things gives us energy? Food, water. Very good. Because the food we eat gives us energy. How it gives energy? Already we learned in chapter nutrients in animals. Okay. So first of all, that things to be transported to each and every part of the body. But to transport that substances, we need a transport system because that transport system only transports or sends that materials to each and every part of the body and then that parts uses it properly. So today we are going to learn one such transport system in human body and that is nothing but the circulatory system. So we will see the transportation in animals. In that, one transport system is present, that is circulatory system, which consists of main three parts, that is blood vessels and the heart. These are the main parts which take part in transport system, that is nothing but the circulatory system. So let us see first blood. How the blood helps to transport the things like food, oxygen, water and which components are present in the blood. First of all, we will start with the function of the blood. The function of the blood, first function is it transports nutrients. Nutrients in turn we can say that digested food. So already we studied in digestive system that when we eat food, that food is present, that nutrients are present in the complex form. Yes, and digestion is the breakdown of complex substances into the simple substances. So already we have seen that complex to simple. Then these nutrients, digestion complex in the small intestine. Small intestine is the part where digestion completed. Then what happens to that digestive food? Yes, nutrients, whatever nutrients from complex to simple substances transported. That simple substances then enters into the blood. So in the small intestine, there are some thousands of finger-like structures. What we call that? Villi. We call it as the villi, and around the villi there are blood vessels. Yes, so that nutrients enters into the blood vessels. That is in the blood, and then blood transports that all the nutrients to each and every cell of the body. Yes, so carbohydrates is one of the nutrient, and there are complex carbohydrates which gets breakdown into the complex substances gets into the simple one. So example is carbohydrates. There are some complex carbohydrates break down into simple form, and simple form of carbohydrate is nothing but the glucose. This glucose then enters into the cell. Yes, this is what the cell, and now here is the glucose. Then what happens to that glucose? Yes, on reaching the cell, something is happening, no? Yeah. So here what happens? Till here you understood. First function of the blood is it transports the nutrients to each and every part, or you can say each and every cell of the body. Second is blood also carries the oxygen and carbon dioxide. How? You know that we breathe, and when we breathe, we take inside oxygen. Then that oxygen passes through the nasal cavity and then it reaches the lungs, and then from the lungs there are also blood vessels. The blood vessels are everywhere in the body. So that blood vessels carry oxygen from the lungs and then it transports to each and every cell of the body. Now what happens on reaching the cell? Already in the cells there is a glucose. Then on reaching the oxygen into the cell, oxygen breaks down that glucose and it forms energy. So you all know that we studied, we have seen that in introduction part that food provides us energy. Yes. So how food provides us energy? Understood? Nutrients reaches the cell. One of the nutrients is glucose. On reaching the cell, oxygen is used to break that glucose into energy and one byproduct, that is carbon dioxide gas, is formed. Here, then second function is blood carries the oxygen and also carbon dioxide. Then what happens? Oxygen is transported to each and every cell and now in return we get the carbon dioxide gas. Carbon dioxide gas is one of the waste. Yes, this is not useful. One of the waste. Then what happens to that carbon dioxide? Carbon dioxide again enters into the blood. And then that blood becomes deoxygenated blood, or we can say that impure blood. It is called as deoxygenated, or we can say that carbon dioxide rich blood. And then that deoxygenated blood again enters into the lungs. In working of heart we will see that, and then from heart again it transported to the lungs and then carbon dioxide is formed outside during the respiration of the lung. Third function of the blood is it removes waste. It is not only good things blood provides, but it carries some waste material. So which kind of waste it carries? First, already we have seen that carbon dioxide is one of the waste material, and second is urea. Urea is also one of the waste which is present in the blood, and then that waste is thrown outside because kidneys help to remove the urea and it forms the urine. So that urea is also present in the blood. So blood carries nutrients also, even oxygen gas, and also the waste material like carbon dioxide and urine. And last one, it is important. Fourth function is important because blood also helps to protect the body from sometimes what happens, you may get fall and that time it may hurt you and it starts bleeding. Yes, but after some time what happens, bleeding stops. So here one of the component of the blood helps to stop that bleeding, and that component is the platelets. Okay, so platelets clot the blood at the place of the injury and prevents the flowing of the blood out of the body. Yes, so it forms the blood clot. These are the functions of the blood. Understood? Here. Then what components are present in the blood? There is something which is present in the blood. Yes, and these components are nothing but the, first of all, you have seen that blood, it is red in color, of course you have seen. Do you know why the color of the blood is red? Like green plants, we can say that green plants, in that green leaves, chlorophyll pigments are present which gives green color. In the same way, and because of presence of hemoglobin. Very good. Because of the presence of the hemoglobin in the blood, it gives red color to the blood. Yes. So there are some components like see RBCs, that is red blood cells. You can see here also. Then WBCs, that is white blood cells, and some platelets. So these are the three cells which are present in the blood. Actually, blood divides into two parts. That is cellular part and fluid part. Fluid is nothing but the liquid. Yes, you all know that blood is liquid acid. What makes the blood liquid? Presence of plasma. Very good. Plasma makes the blood liquid because plasma is the watery substance. In plasma, water, salts, and some enzymes are present, which makes the blood liquid. Yes. Then fluid part is nothing but tubules, liquid state, and cellular part contains these all three kinds of cells which are suspended in the plasma. So RBC, red blood cells, WBCs, white blood cells, and platelets are present in the blood. Then why red blood cells are red in color? Because yes, you all know that you are familiar, hemoglobin is present. Hemoglobin is present in the blood, which gives red color to the blood. And function of the RBC is RBCs are responsible for the transport of oxygen, and also it makes the blood appear red. That's why blood is red in color. Hemoglobin, in that you can see the two parts. Hemo means iron and globin is the protein. So this is what the conjugated protein. Hemoglobin is the conjugated protein. That hemo means what? Iron. So that doctors advise us to eat the food which is rich in iron. And sometimes doctors gives us tonics which are iron based. Understood why? To increase the red blood cells. Here to HB. Sometimes we check the blood. We get that HB is low. Why HB is low? Because of the deficiency of iron in the food. Here. So red blood cells transports oxygen and also makes the blood appear red. Then WBCs, white blood cell. What is the function of the white blood cell? Do you know? It fights the germs which enter in our body. Very good. Whenever we breathe, we drink water, we eat food, some germs also enters into our body. Yes. So white blood cells which are present in the blood fight against that germs and kill. This is the function of the WBC. And platelets, already we discussed about the clotting of the blood. It helps the prevent the flowing of the blood out of the injury. It forms the blood clot and prevents the flowing of blood. Clear this? Functions of blood and components of the blood. Then second part of the transport system is blood vessels. How water is flowing through the pipes. Yes, at home we have many pipes through which water flows. In the same way, in our body there are many tube-like structures, and that structures are divided into actually three parts. Two main parts are there, that is arteries and veins. And very small like hair. Some tubes are present which are called as the capillaries. But main blood vessels are two, that is arteries and veins. So let us see one by one. Arteries. Arteries carry, this is important because if you understood this, then only you can understand the working of heart. Arteries and veins plays important role there. Okay. So arteries carry which kind of blood? Oxygen rich blood. From where to where? From heart to all parts of the body. So generally all the arteries carry oxygen rich blood, O2 rich blood from heart to all parts of the body. Yes. Second, arteries generally have the thick and elastic walls. Why arteries have thick and elastic walls? Because arteries carry blood from heart to all parts. Then what happens when blood comes out? When blood pumps out through the arteries, that time it exerts pressure. Yes, and there are some chances to break the arteries. So to avoid the damage of the arteries, arteries have thick and elastic walls. Understood why arteries have thick and elastic walls? Because of the blood pressure is high. When blood pumps out of the heart through the artery, that time it exerts pressure. So there are chances to break the or to damage the arteries. So to avoid, to prevent the damage of the arteries, it has thick as well as elastic walls. Then arteries do not contain valves. No need of valves because blood is flowing from heart to all parts. So generally, what is the function of the valve? valve gives direction to the blood. So, yes. So, second blood vessel is vein, and it carries carbon dioxide rich blood from all parts to the heart. So generally all the veins carry which kind of blood? Carbon dioxide rich blood from all parts of the body towards the heart for the purification. Here. Then arteries have thin walls. Veins have thin walls. Why veins have thin walls? Logically you can give the answer. No need to. Yes.
Because blood pressure is low.
Why blood pressure is low there?
Because from all parts it is going to heart.
Yes, very nice. Sit down. Because blood is coming from all parts towards the heart. So there is no any pressure exerts on the vein. So no need of thick and elastic walls. Here, so no any pressure is low, so that there are no chances of damage of veins, and so that veins have thin walls. Third one, veins have valves in it because from all parts of the body it collects the blood and then it transports to the heart. Yes, so there are some chances that blood may flow in other organ. Yes, so to give the direction, veins have valves in it. Here, valves in the vein permits the blood to flow only towards the heart, but not any organ. Because there are many organs, so blood may go in any organ, no? So to give the direction, valves are present in the vein. Here, yes, you should know that which kind of blood that arteries and veins carry. Third part, and that is important part, heart. Heart is, first of all, location. We will see, means where it is situated, or what is the location of the heart in the body. Anybody knows location?
Heart is located in the chest cavity between two lungs, slightly towards the left.
Very good. Very good. Because of that reason only, doctors whenever keep their stethoscope, towards which side they keep? Left. That is left side. Understood why? Because heart is not situated exactly in the middle. That is in between the lungs. Slightly towards the left side. Clear? So heart is the fist-sized organ. The size of the heart is the size of one fist. FIST, fist. Yes. And it is located in the chest cavity between the lungs, slightly towards the left lung. Here. Then you can see here many tube-like structures. That tube-like structures are nothing but the arteries and veins. But you can see two colors here. Yes, red color indicates these are the arteries. Yes, and arteries always carry the oxygen-rich blood, pure blood, oxygenated blood. And blue color indicates that deoxygenated blood or impure blood or carbon dioxide-rich blood. Here. Now we will see the structure of heart. This is what the heart, and you can see many labelings are there. Actually, heart has 4 chambers. Heart has 4 chambers. Upper 2 chambers are called as the, it'll be easy for you. Upper 2 chambers are called as the atria. 2 are there. If it is single, then you can say that atrium. Yes. Upper 2 chambers are called as the atria, and again in that 2 sides are there. Right and left. So you can see that here, right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle and left ventricle. So upper 2 chambers are called as the atria and lower 2 chambers are called as the ventricles. You can see here also here is the heart, and inside that there are chambers. Yes, right and left. At oxygen-rich blood to all parts of the body. Yes, and then pulmonary artery, you can see, and in between these two sides, that is left and right side, you can see here muscular wall, that is called as the septum. Yes, like this, in between the right and left side, muscular wall, that is called as the septum. What is the function of the septum then? Function of the septum,
The function of septum is to separate the left side with the right side to not let the oxygen-rich blood and deoxygenated blood
mix. Very good. Septum, the function of the septum is to prevent the mixing of oxygenated blood with the deoxygenated. Because the right side of the heart always carry carbon dioxide rich blood, that is impure blood, and left side of the heart always carry pure blood or oxygen rich blood. Yes, so there are some chances to get mixed that blood. Yes, so to prevent the mixing of the oxygen rich blood with the deoxygenated blood, there is a muscular wall called as the septum. So it prevents indirectly mixing the oxygen rich blood with the carbon dioxide rich blood. Here, upper two chambers are called as the atria and lower two chambers are called as the ventricle.
Do you know that your heart beats over 1,00,000 times a day and supplies blood to the trillions of cells in your body? Yes, it works like an extraordinary pump. Let's find out how the heart does this. The heart is a muscular organ roughly the size of a closed fist. It is located in the chest between the lungs and is protected by the rib cage.
Here you can see the lungs, two lungs, between that heart is situated and it is protected by the rib cage. Yes, from the external force. So rib cage protects the heart. The heart is not exactly at the middle of the body. 2/3 of the heart is to the left and only 1/3.
The human heart has 4 chambers: the left atrium, the right atrium, the left ventricle, and the right ventricle. There is a partition between the left and the right chambers of the heart, which prevents the carbon dioxide-rich blood on the right from mixing with the oxygen-rich blood on the left.
So you can see here, left atrium, left ventricle, right ventricle, and in between there is a partition wall that is called as the septum, which prevents the mixing of carbon dioxide rich blood with the oxygen rich blood. Here that is important.
The major blood vessels connected to the heart are the aorta, pulmonary veins, pulmonary arteries, and superior and inferior veni cava.
Here. Now this is what the important one. What I said, arteries always carry the oxygen rich blood and veins always carry the carbon dioxide rich blood. But there are some exceptional cases that is very important. First is pulmonary artery. You can see the color of the pulmonary artery is blue in color. What does it mean?
It transport the oxygen.
Very nice, very good. Because blue color indicates the carbon dioxide rich blood. Yes, but pulmonary artery is the artery which carry carbon dioxide rich blood from right ventricle towards the lungs for purification. Clear? Which is the exceptional case? Which is the artery which carry the carbon dioxide rich blood? Pulmonary artery. Clear? Then you can see the pulmonary vein, and the color of the vein is red. Why? Very good. Because it carries oxygen rich blood. That's why the color is red in color. But generally all the veins carry carbon dioxide rich blood. But this is the vein which carry the blood that is oxygen rich blood from the lungs to the heart. That is left atrium. Clear? Then you can see here largest vein of the body. Vena cava is the largest vein which carry the blood from all parts and brings it to the right atrium for the purification. Because in the blood carbon dioxide gas is present and it has to remove. No? Yes. So vena cava carry the carbon dioxide rich blood from all parts of the body and then brings it to the right atrium of the heart.
You can also see that there are 4 valves in the heart. These valves prevent the backflow of the blood, ensuring that the blood flows in the right direction. So what's the direction of blood flow? Let's find out. Superior and inferior vena cava bring carbon dioxide rich blood from all parts of the body to the right atrium. The right atrium contracts and sends this blood to the right ventricle. The right ventricle then contracts and pumps the blood into the pulmonary arteries, which carry this carbon dioxide rich blood to the lungs. The lungs enrich the blood with oxygen. From the lungs, the pulmonary veins carry the oxygen-rich blood to the left atrium. The left atrium contracts and sends this blood to the left ventricle. The left ventricle then contracts and pumps the blood into the aorta, which can...
This is how blood transports. I will explain that. First of all, what happens? Superior and inferior vena cava collects the blood that is from all parts of the body which is rich in carbon dioxide gas. Means which kind of blood it is? Impure blood. Yes. And then that blood enters into the right atrium first. And when it enters that time, right atrium, it receives no blood. So to receive that blood, it relaxes. Right atrium relaxes to receive the blood from the superior and inferior vena cava. Then after what happens, you can see here valves. Yes? These are the valves. What is the function of that valve? It prevents the backflow of the blood. Means blood always flows from atrium to ventricle, but not from ventricle to atrium. So these valves which are present in both sides prevents the backflow of the blood. So blood always transport from atrium to the ventricle. So vena cava collects the blood from all parts of the body, which is a carbon dioxide rich blood, and then enters into the right atrium. From right atrium, it enters into the right ventricle, and then from right ventricle again it flows through the pulmonary artery to the lungs for the purification. In the lungs, then what happens? Whatever carbon dioxide is present in the blood, that carbon dioxide enters into the lungs, and then from the lungs oxygen enters into the blood. Now blood becomes oxygen rich blood, oxygen rich blood. Then that blood through these pulmonary vein enters into the left atrium. It relaxes. Then when it contracts, then blood flows through the left ventricle. Then left ventricle contracts. Then through the aorta, the blood transports to each and every cell of the body. Again, on reaching the cell, that oxygen is used to break the glucose, and during that process, carbon dioxide gas is produced. Again, blood receives that carbon dioxide rich blood, and through the vena cava, again it enters into the right atrium. Then again from right atrium to right ventricle to lungs for purification. So like this cycle is going. Here, so in this way, heart pumps the blood. Here this working of heart. This is what I do. You have to drag one of the label to the place where exactly should be. Left atrium.
Try again. Excellent.
Very good. Right atrium.
Excellent.
Very good. Huge. Aorta.
Excellent.
Very good. It means almost you all know that the parts of the heart. Then there are some questions easy. The average pulse rate of a healthy person is option C 72 to 80. Then what is the function of the white blood corpuscles or cells? Option B. Fight against disease. The fluid part of the blood is called as very good. Option C. Option C. A doctor uses dash to listen to the heartbeat. Stethoscope. Which vessel carries blood from the lungs to the heart? Pulmonary artery, aorta, super vena cava, or pulmonary vein? Option D, pulmonary vein. The color of the blood is due to the presence of
Hemoglobin, option A.